Now before I go into this, if you have come over from my initial video where I said that I was wrong about Kingdom Hearts and I've actually fallen in love with the franchise and I finished the first game and made a review on that one, so please go and check that out. However, I have also mentioned that Chain of Memories, I was not a fan, and I'm still not a fan of the card battle system. I'm sure it's pretty cool and unique and I will come back to it one day, but I just could not get on with it at this present moment. So I opted to watch several different story videos on YouTube from loads of different creators so I understand the story, and I watched the 358/2 days or whatever it's called, the Roxas one, but on the remixed version on PlayStation it's just the cutscenes, so it's just 3 hours of cutscenes, so that was fun. I think I would have preferred the game. So I basically went straight from playing number 1 to watching all the story for the in-between, and now number 2. And let's get into that, shall we? If you want to sass me in the comments, please go for it. I will go back and do Chain of Memories one day, but I would have preferred just the normal Kingdom Hearts combat. However, Kingdom Hearts 2, or 2.5 more specifically for this video, is without a doubt one of the best gaming sequels I have ever played, and that comes from no nostalgia. I didn't even know anything about the game until I picked it up just over a week ago. I completed it in about 21 hours, I think. And I didn't do all of the side content, I did some. I was very surprised by the amount of content in the game, but straight off the bat, the graphics, the animations, the textures are all vastly improved over the original, bringing to life even more each character, and more specifically the Disney characters as well. It was really cool to see Mulan and Mushu. You go back to Atlantica, but that was for more sort of musical timing things, really. I did a couple of them, I didn't do a lot of them. I didn't go to the Pride Lands because people warned me that there's a bug that if you save there it'll crash your file, and I didn't really fancy that at all in the slightest. It was really cool to go back and help Beast out in Beauty and the Beast and all this other stuff as well. I won't say too much, but obviously, essentially, for those who may or may not have played the game, this takes place roughly a year or just over a year after the first game, where Sora was asleep after going through the Castle Oblivion, and he's having all of his old memories restored after he forgot them through Castle Oblivion. It gets weirder, and so you start off the game as his nobody, Roxas, who was created from when Sora became a Heartless in the first game. So, if you're with me, I don't even know if I'm with me. I'm sort of really trying to piece this all together as I'm going. However, I did like running around as Roxas. I thought he was pretty cool. And straight off the bat, the movements, the controls, and the camera is especially much better in this game. And I was glad of that. And that brings me on to the main focus of what I absolutely love about Kingdom Hearts 2.5. Besides the story, which was actually really good, and there were some really cool badass moments, especially with Sora and Riku towards the end of the game. I'm not going to show any of that, and I will say that towards the end of the game, some of the Organization 13 characters, they were pretty difficult, especially the one who shoots shit. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. He was a dick, and he took me a couple of tries. And I did play through the game on beginner mode because I just want to go through it. I will come back to it all. I really do love these games. I think they're really cool, and I'm only played 2 of them, so I've got Birth by Sleep next, I believe. So hopefully that's got a normal combat system and not a card combat system, and then I'll be having a whale of a time. But the combat in Kingdom Hearts 2 is phenomenal. Absolutely kick-ass. The first game was serviceable, it was good, it was serviceable, but this action RPG combat in the second game, oh my god, it's like blown up into epic proportion, which is awesome. You have all of these new abilities that you unlock as you level up and progress through different things, and you can apply them to Sora using AP points, and then you can pull off all manner of awesome combos and different things, and the new drive mechanic which enables Sora to have like a special mode he goes into wielding 2 keyblades, or ice skating around shooting stuff, or going into his looks like his costume from the first game. and gets more powerful and whatnot. That was all really cool. The limit breaks are still really cool. I'm a massive fan of how the command system on the lower left hand side of the screen changes design with each world you go to. That was a really cool touch. Everything about this game, besides a few annoying sections, was massively improved over the original game. There is some bullcrap occasionally with some of the bad guys, but that could just be me. I'm not very good at the game. I'm still relatively new to the series, so I'm sure that will all iron itself out as my experience grows. But all the different characters that all come together and fight, and there were some really awesome moments and quite some epic moments as well. And the story is pretty fleshed out, and it's not rushed at all. I didn't feel it was rushed. The boss fights were a hell of a lot better, especially the last boss fights as well against Xemnas. That was much easier to get along with than fighting Ansem at the end of the first game. I could understand it a hell of a lot better. There's just so much I could make a supremely long video just absolutely gushing about everything about this game, but I don't like doing that kind of stuff. I prefer spending most of my time playing video games if I can, and spending time with my children, of course. Neck and neck, really. But if you have not played the Kingdom Hearts games, I obviously advise you start with the first game and at least try Chain of Memories. Try playing them in the order that they are released in, as a lot of people have, made, like the community that came together and commented and was giving me advice and helping me and was glad and was embracing me into this new fandom of Kingdom Hearts is absolutely incredible. And they were all quite nice, to be honest. Far cry from the World of Warcraft fan base, or the Halo one that can get a bit salty, get a bit spicy. But no, the Kingdom Hearts one, I'm glad to be a part of it now, and I'm looking forward to finishing all the other games. And yes, I will, like I've said, I've repeated, I will go back and I will play through Chain of Memories, even though I know the story. And I have to say that Axel in this game, and of course he was in Chain of Memories, is the real MVP here. Axel he's cool, and I hope he's not gone. It kind of looked like from 2.5 he's gone, and I don't want him to be gone. I want him to come back. He's pretty cool. Where's his game? I want to play his game. But yeah, combat's much better, animation's much better. And unfortunately, the gummy ship is back. But it's not terrible. The gummy ship in this game is actually playable and quite decent and very reminiscent of Panzer Dragoon, which is pretty cool. I could still do without it, but I'm glad that they minimised it, but they did make it much better, and that's the thing. That's why it's one of the best gaming sequels. It took everything about the first game, removed what didn't work, like the worlds and the levels are much better laid out and a lot easier to navigate. In the first game, it was very vague on where to go and what to do. However, with the second game, a lot more streamlined and a hell of a lot better. And there was a lot more cool story developments that was happening, especially with like Maleficent and Pete and all that kind of stuff and all the different worlds you can go to. But please let me know in the comments down below if this is when you've played or what you love or dislike about this game. I still think, this one is leaps and bounds better than the first game for me personally. Not to say the first game is bad, it's not. It's a product of its time, of course, but I still really enjoyed playing through the first one. I really enjoyed playing through the second one, and I'm looking forward to playing through Birth by Sleep. But thank you very much for watching.
Sora. You're lucky. Looks like my summer vacation is over.